Hello dear friends, I'm Marina, and in this video I will present you a very interesting topic about planets and money. How much money can each planet give you, depending on how it's triggering your horoscope, first of all in the birth chart, but also in prediction. So how we can use this knowledge? We're going to talk about each of the planets individually, and first you have to check if any of those planets are triggering your second house, the major house of finances and personal money, personal belongings. But also keep in mind that those planets might be triggering your eighth house. This is the house related to mutual resources and money coming from other people. And of course, all of this knowledge is applied also in prediction. Let's say that certain planet is triggering your second house. It's transiting the house in progressions, it's moving there, or it has an aspect in progressions with the cusp of second house. So there are many ways in which the planet may trigger your financial situation. But in today's video, we are gonna talk specifically about how much money you can expect from each planet. So first of all, we will begin with the Sun, the most important planet. If the Sun is triggering your finances in any way, this may bring you some enthusiasm to earn more money, opportunities to express your talents and earn money from that. Also, your self-esteem might be in connection with how much money you earn. That's very important. And at the same time, the Sun is not a really materialistic planet. It's more about self-expression, it's about creativity and joy. That's why overall we may expect a comfortable amount of money, but not like a huge wealth or excess amount of money. So nice, comfortable amount, which allows you to enjoy yourself, your life, but not a huge fortune. Now, if the Moon is in some way related to your second house, first of all, we have to say that the Moon is not very related to putting efforts. The Moon at the same time is related to comfort and also safety and security. That's why if the Moon is related to your second house, this might be very important to have your financial security and stability. And there are two major options here. One of them is that the Moon can make you a provider, taking care of other people financially, which can motivate you to earn more money. But there is also another option, that some people may actually depend on others. And you have to analyze the whole chart to check the position of the Moon and overall the personal characteristics to see which of those options are more likely to happen. But in both of the cases, we don't talk about fortune, we talk about needing money for stability and for personal safety. Next, we have Mercury. If Mercury is triggering your second house, the major thing you can expect are ideas. Ideas about earning money or how you can improve your financial situation, sometimes even organizing finances, but overall Mercury doesn't bring wealth, it doesn't bring abundance. It might be helpful if your work is related to Mercury, in trading, in consulting other people or teaching others. This might be important, but overall Mercury doesn't bring wealth. Next we have Venus. If Venus is triggering your second house or your financial situation, this can bring you a very comfortable amount of money. Venus can bring more than the Sun and usually without efforts. Venus sometimes may even be a lazy planet. It requires relax and fun and entertainment. It's not about working hard and overcoming challenges. So usually in those cases, Venus can bring you a very nice, comfortable life without the need to work really hard for this. Sometimes also Venus may really bring joy to spend money, to be surrounded by luxury stuff. Of course, we need a full analysis to be sure that that would really happen. But overall, the tendency is to receive money, comfortable amount of money, but not like a huge wealth. Next, we have Mars. If Mars is triggering your second house, it can be tricky. So from one side, you might be highly motivated to earn more money, to be impulsive, to be brave, to take new steps, to take certain risks and earn more money. So the drive and the impulse are high, but at the same time, Mars can make you reckless, spending too much money or sometimes taking unnecessary risks when it comes to money. So it really depends on what you do and how you use this energy. Overall, usually the bigger challenge is to keep the money. The most common case is that people are active, they earn lots of money, they are initiative. The bigger challenge is to keep them, because they may also be as impulsive and reckless in spending money as they are with the earning part. So overall, this is a very energizing, very motivating position, which can help you to take risks and to do something independently to improve your finances. Next, one of the favorite parts, we have to talk about Jupiter. Jupiter, the famous benefactor, the most positive planet, the planet of abundance. Of course, it can bring great opportunities in finances, desire for success, ability to succeed. The trick is that this may not always be permanent. So you may have this kind of a little bit reckless attitude. So money come easily, we shouldn't really work hard for that, so let's just spend it and we know that it will come again. And in many cases it really does, but it depends. Sometimes we might get some valuable lessons later in life which may teach us that sometimes we have to be more cautious with money. But overall, of course, Jupiter can bring you great fortune, great amount of money, not the biggest one by the way, but more than the Sun and more than Venus, definitely. Jupiter brings more than Venus. Very comfortable, very nice amount of money, and actually it can be a real fortune. Then we get to Saturn. What would happen if Saturn is related to your finances in the birth chart or in prediction? The most popular opinion is that it will bring you poverty, that you won't have money, there is always lack of financial resources. And in my experience, this is not always the case. The most common case is that Saturn makes people very cautious and responsible. And it's more common to bring the fear of poverty and not poverty itself. Very often, if this triggers the birth chart, you may notice that in childhood, in early life, people might have struggled from poverty, but later on in life, they are very cautious and they become great financial managers. So very often, later, those people may actually have a very comfortable financial stability. In reality, they might keep worrying about money. Okay, what if I lose this money? What would happen in the future? Usually that's kind of a pattern for them to think this way. But in reality, if you look at their financial situation, they are capable of keeping money, of working hard, being patient, being consistent, organizing. So it depends, really depends on the whole chart, on the sign position of Saturn and many other things. And in some cases it may really mean financial struggles, but the most common situation is that it teaches people how to work with their finances, how to manage them, how to be more responsible and more cautious. And usually after they learn those lessons, Saturn can bring great stability. Also, if you have worked really hard for something, Saturn may reward you, because Saturn is the planet of justice. It might bring delays, but eventually we get what we really deserve. So if you work hard, you have nothing to worry about. You will be rewarded. Just keep going. That's what Saturn requires. Then we get to the outer planets, which are always more complicated than the others. There are many layers of interpretation and impact, and most importantly, it really depends on our own level, evolutionary, spiritual level, and how we use this energy. Because the outer planets can always be destructive in some cases, but the other polarity is that they can bring incredible wealth and understanding and so much more than the others. So first we start with Uranus. Uranus triggering excuse me, your finances can bring very original approach, very interesting ideas, can make you very creative when it comes to earning money. But at the same time, keep in mind that Uranus is not a materialistic planet. Uranus is not interested so much in money, in wealth. It's all about ideals. It's all about revolutionizing something or making an impact or contributing to something. And if that's how you use the energy, eventually it might bring also money. But very often Uranus may also make things very unstable. There are ups and downs, things are not safe, things are not predictable. You might have a great amount of fortune, suddenly you might lose it, then very fast you might earn it back. So it's tricky, it's unpredictable. Things are, there are two polarities because Uranus is the planet of polarities. And here you have to be very comfortable with certain level of variety and unpredictability and uncertainty as well. And if you use this for some kind of ideals, if you need money to make a change, to make a difference, chances are that you would have them. But if you are using it in a negative way, or there is no really idea what you would do with this money, you might be tested by Uranus and things might be quite unstable. At the same time, Uranus may bring comfortable amount of money from innovations, from changing something, from modern things, nowadays the IT sector, technologies and so on. So it's unpredictable really, but things might be quite exciting. Next we have Neptune. Again, things are quite complicated, but you might be surprised to learn that Neptune can bring incredible fortune. Not always, it's not guaranteed, but if Neptune brings money, usually it's a great amount of money, very big amount of money, and very often you don't have to work very hard for this. So whether this would be through some kind of Neptune activity, spirituality, or helping other people, or creativity. In some cases, those may also be some illegal activities, by the way. But Neptune has this potential to bring you lots of money without so much effort. At the same time, it can make things quite messy, quite complicated. There is no structure, there is no stability. You might also be reckless when it comes to money. Okay, so let's just have fun, let's enjoy ourselves, let's buy this and that. And you don't have a clear vision, you don't have clarity about your financial situation. There is no strategy usually. So it's complicated, but you have to learn to swim through all of those stuff basically. It's difficult to bring the structure. You need some maybe Saturn help or something else to be more grounded. Overall, the tendencies are either for lots of complications and messy situations or incredible amount of fortune, and those two may shift through our lifetime. So it's interesting again. And keep in mind that Neptune can bring you more than Jupiter. So if it gives a lot. And finally, we have Pluto. Pluto, my friends, is the planet which potentially can bring you the highest amount of money, the greatest fortune, money in big scale business. Those are the richest people. Pluto is the strongest planet, or usually is very strong in the charts of people who are very, very rich, or are very good with managing or controlling finances. It's not always the case, of course. Pluto can be quite destructive if we don't know how to use this energy. We may feel like, okay, nothing depends on us. We can be extremely like on the bottom, you know, hitting rock bottom. But there is always the potential to be reborn out of this situation, to, you know, get very well financially after that. And if you are interested in exploring biographies or the stories of other people, especially successful, rich people, you will notice that many of them who are actually very rich at certain points have been very poor. Sometimes they may lose huge amount of money or even their whole fortune. Then they are earning it again. So Pluto also brings this potential for hitting rock bottom, but then, you know, like earning huge amount of money. So it's difficult to navigate this energy, really. You need lots of personal power, you need direction also. What are you going to do with those money? Why you want this? You need lots of power and strength, but Pluto is the planet which can make you extremely rich. So as I said, Pluto is at the top of our hierarchic system. Pluto is the planet that can make you extremely rich. So I really hope that this information was helpful for you. Remember, you can use it both for the birth chart analysis and also for prediction, to see certain planets triggering your second house in progressions, the planets triggering, let's say, the ruler of your second house. There are many, many layers in which we might want to check the chart and use those details. So thank you very much for your time. If you want to learn astrology on a really advanced level, you're welcome to sign up for the waitlist for Mars Stars Astrology Academy. Links are below. And also, if you want other tutorials, more astrology articles and videos, you might want to check my website, marsstars.net. Thank you very much for your time, and I'll see you soon.